Hi there, Coach Sage of SageRunning.com here with another training talk. Today we're going to talk about running with wind. Running into the wind, running in still conditions. And out here on a windy day, so I'm not sure how good this audio will be on the GoPro Hero 6. But yeah, the first premise is you could always run faster in still conditions. Actually, that's not true. If you're running point to point, you have a tailwind, you'll run faster. But still is generally better, especially like when I used to race track. I'd always hope for a really calm, still day because I wanted to set a PR. And you know, if the wind's blowing down the track one way, down a straightaway, roughly 100 meters, you're going to have a tailwind on one stretch. You're going to be facing a headwind on another stretch. And the tailwind is not going to make up for the fact that you have to run into a headwind in terms of energy costs. It's going to be more costly for you compared to if it was a perfectly still day. The only drag you're facing, the only resistance is the essential headwind that you're creating by the velocity you're running at. So 6-minute mile pace, 10 miles an hour, you're cutting through the air. You're kind of setting up a 10 mile an hour headwind. So that's really the basis of this training talk. It's getting into some of the science and principles behind that, what you could do to optimize performance. All right, so there's a set of physics equations you could calculate roughly, looking at wind speed, wind velocity vectors, the speed you're running at. Obviously, if you're running really fast into a strong headwind, it's going to slow you down a lot more. You're going to have to work a lot harder, exponentially harder, to run a similar pace compared to if it was slow conditions. And cross-sectional area does matter, coefficient of drag. And if you have a tailwind, it's going to be a great boost, especially on a point-to-point course like Boston Marathon, for example. People think Boston's a fast course because it's in that downhill. Well, Newton Hills kind of neutralize that downhill effect. It's the fact that you could have a tailwind in good weather conditions that make Boston a fast course. If it's bad conditions, you have a headwind, it's not a fast course, it's a slow course. But yeah, just touching on that. So the other effects of wind, I have a tailwind right now. Makes the temperature feel a lot warmer. You're not getting that sweat evaporation off your skin. Makes it a lot more hot. You can get hydrated. Likewise, if you have a tailwind, cold conditions, it can feel a lot more cold. So sometimes you have to dress to prepare for that, depending on which direction the wind's blowing, where you're going. But the main thing is to think of the drafting effect and the benefits you could get, or strategy you could do in a workout or race, where you could try to get in a good workout at a certain velocity without overworking yourself in a headwind or doing too easy of a workout when you have a massive tailwind. So you look at drafting, look at race cars, you look at cycling, the effect is a lot larger at those velocities. Even going 20-30 miles an hour on a bike, it's a huge difference than running 5-minute mile pace, 12 miles an hour, 8 miles an hour on a run. That being said though, you still benefit a lot from drafting. And you see this in track racing with runners, usually in a tight pack, drafting, but also in marathons. And the effect does make a big difference. If you're running into a big headwind in a marathon, it's smart to sit behind preferably a taller, larger person than you are and run at constant pace and just tuck in behind them, close to them. Of course, you should probably share the pacemaking duties at some point. They might get kind of mad at you, but that drafting effect definitely could add up and definitely makes a difference, especially running into headwind, drafting behind someone or behind a pack, as well as the psychological boost of running with other people at a fast clip if it's an even pace. But then knowing, if you're by yourself in a headwind, you got to make some pace adjustments. You're going to be working a lot harder to hit an even pace. And, you could look at heart rate, see how much your heart rate starts to climb. Usually it's pretty significant with a strong headwind. Likewise with a tailwind, you go with the flow, you might be able to run a lot faster, run a super fast split, but take into account you have a tailwind, it feels easier, but your legs still have to move that velocity, have to move fast to accommodate for that increase in velocity. So you take that into account as well. And if you're on a road marathon course, A lot of courses, there's a good chance you're gonna be changing direction. You're gonna be hitting some crosswinds. Hitting a crosswind right now, coming out of the west. Beautiful mountains here in Boulder. So there's that factor as well. Generally, I like still days for running, especially for track workouts. I want to hit a certain velocity, but you gotta adapt to the conditions. That's kind of part of it. Go with the flow, realize your pace will be uneven, even if your effort is more constant, and realize the kind of exponential effect of wind velocity, higher speed running velocities, and the direction of where the wind's coming from. That's really my basis on it. You will not be as efficient on a windy day as you would be on a still day, running in circles around a track and hitting all directions of that wind. All right, so just some final notes I forgot to add on there. When you're running into headwind, you're working harder. It's also gonna feel like you're breathing faster. You're starting to suck in more air because the headwind's coming into your mouth. So you just wanna relax on that, right? It's gonna feel like you're hyperventilating. Definitely might be breathing harder because you're working harder, but you wanna keep that, you wanna make sure you're exhaling forcefully, getting out all that residual CO2. Might be building up close to your mouth. You don't want residual CO2 because you want to be sucking in plain O2, oxygen, right? So thanks so much for all your comments on here. Again, feel free to comment with more future training talk topics. Got more fun, more on the way, as well as vlogs, training for a sub 2:19 marathon, stuff like that, diet and nutrition, weight loss, getting fit, cross training, time off between seasons or races. So be sure to subscribe for more videos. Check out our training plans at sagerunning.com. We've updated most of them, almost all of them, up to the 50-mile 100K plan. They're all updated. They go down to 5K. Also, check out more videos on the playlist. Thanks for watching. Thanks to the Patreon supporters. Stay tuned for more Sage Running videos.